What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the GirlBoyPodcast. We're your hosts, Emma
and Matt, and it's been about 3 weeks, I'd say, so we've kind of been MIA, but we're back here. We got a new little scenery for you guys in my house.
This week, we actually have a topic that we are pretty passionate about.
But you also forgot that we had a topic kind of planned before this, and then, this topic was just like popped up, and it was like, we can't not talk about it.
We talk about this topic that we're going to announce in a few seconds, but we talk about this kind of, I would say, a pretty good amount, just because it's really relevant in society, especially within like the younger generations nowadays.
Especially in the United States.
Yeah, like people in their 20s and 30s, it's super, super common, and it sucks. So basically what we want to go over today is, why are breakups so common nowadays? And divorces.
Yeah, it's almost like people nowadays are just kind of like normalizing divorces and breaking up with someone, like as if it's the first thing they should do, when in reality I think it's the last thing you should do, especially when it comes to something like a divorce. It's like the first thing people jump to. It's like, oh, my relationship just isn't working out, like I think it's time to split. It's like, really? Like, have you thought of other decisions?
Like, is that how quick you are to do something like that? It's just really sad to see. And basically what triggered it was I was on TikTok, and
for those of you who don't know, TikTok is like, it's like the new up and coming social media.
I think everyone knows what TikTok is.
I feel like a lot of people don't, though.
I think everyone who survived COVID knows, because it's the only thing that got us through.
No, because a lot of my friends and people that I know like aren't all about TikTok. They think it's like for 7-year-olds that dance.
Yeah, but honestly, the funniest people on TikTok are like the adults.
I agree, 100%.
Because they just like, it's like a comedy show. But anyway, I was on TikTok, and there's this really funny couple on there. They're like famous.
They're adorable.
Yeah, not gonna put out their names. You probably know though who we're talking about. And they always make really funny videos. Like, they're just natural. Like, obviously they're famous. They weren't famous before TikTok, and
it just seemed like their relationship and like their humor and everything was like perfect.
And they have a little daughter. I don't even know if she's older than 1. Yeah. But they're married, and they started this career on TikTok when the pandemic happened. And last week they posted a video that they're separating, and the girl's like crying, and the guy's like, yeah, I just have some issues that, I need to work on and get better at. And I was like, what the
It was
hell?
Such like, it's such like it's out of like nowhere, you know what I mean?
And like everyone in the comments is like, oh, like, we're here, we respect you, like, we support you. And like that's good, like, good fans, like, being supportive. But I'm like, literally 3 days ago you posted a TikTok of doing one of your couple videos. Like, what is going on? And like, I know, like, our first episode where we talk about trust, we talk about how social media is fake. Like, people are fake on it sometimes. They show one side of their relationship, and then 2 seconds later they can be completely unhappy. But it's just kind of like, why did you separate? And did the TikTok fame get too much to your head? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, maybe that was pushing the relationship. That's what was happening.
It's just...
But I get what you're saying 100%. It's almost like it's like, to kind of dumb it down to my knowledge, I think girls do this a lot more than guys.
What?
Right? No, but I feel like girls are like talking to their girlfriends, and they're going out with the guy, and things just kind of get dull. You know what I mean? Like, you reach this point in your like relationship, or where you meet this guy, and it's just like not fun anymore. Like, you're not like reaching your peaks and being like as happy as you can. And it's just like, yeah, I just think we're gonna break up. It's like, you're gonna break up? Go rock climbing. I don't know.
Yeah, but I also disagree, because I also feel like I feel like guys are like, oh man, things are getting serious. Like, oh, this can't be the last girl I like hook up with.
Okay, I get that.
But I guess that's also where like maturity stands, and maturity comes into play.
Yeah.
And when we're talking about these relationships and people breaking up and we're not talking about little high school relationships. No offense if you're in high school, or if
talking about like 2 to 3 year things where it was just like you guys went out for 6 years and it was just like, we just like don't like each other anymore.
Yeah, and
which is completely cool, by the way, too. If you break up, like, and we're in a 6-year relationship, you're fine in my book,
And also, we're not numb, like, to the topic. Like, if you are in a relationship that you're getting physically abused, verbally abused, if it's just toxic,
if you're getting cheated on in your relationship, like, I understand why you're breaking up with the person.
We're talking about people who it's just an out. It's just like an easy way out. And it's almost sad nowadays because it's like...
I saw a lot of it in college. I
see a lot of it after college. And I think that it's so normalized that when people start dating, the first thing that people think of is not, oh, I'm so happy for them. It's, oh, this will never last. And it's like, wow, we're so negative. But it's because you see people date and then they break up and it's almost like, I knew that was going to happen.
But I feel like for girls, at least, and I'm sorry that I'm coming at the girls this whole time, but for girls, it's just like, you guys like expect like a man to like entertain you 24/7, like, and when you're 3 years into a relationship, like, there's almost so much entertaining that I can give you. I can give you my heart, I'll give you my soul, like, I'll give you everything I got. But now that we're not going on vacation to Miami, like, things just isn't fun anymore. Like, what was driving you in the relationship? Obviously, it wasn't my personality or me acting as like a human. It was the outliers, the other things.
I also feel like with that comes like you just not communicating. Like, if you're not happy in your relationship, communicate it. Like, what? Oh, I'm just gonna act like everything's fine, and then one day be like, what? Oh, you know what, Matt? I think it's time. Like, we just end it. It's like, what? Like, what was your relationship?
I couldn't think of us like just ending our relationship because we weren't getting along.
I think we're a lot stronger than that.
I think we would try to find out better reasons as to why we weren't getting along, and then we would try to fix them.
Yeah. And I mean, like, every relationship is different, but it's just so sad how nowadays it's more rare to find a couple who's been dating for 2 years than it is for people who just break up every 6 months, every 2 months, every 3 months. And it's funny because growing up, I always thought of celebrities like this. Like, celebrities date.
I got a good one, if I may. It was I think it was like Kim Kardashian and Chris Humphries went out for like got married for 2 months.
Yeah. Oh, everybody knows about that.
Like, what? Like, I get it's Kim Kardashian, but come on, like, you really weren't, like, when you get married, it's like, it's a law. It's like it's written in stone.
And I just think, like, literally, like, growing up, I was always like, oh, this like celebrity couple is dating, like, what? They're gonna be together for a few weeks and then break up. But now it's like people
people like look at who their celebrities are and then they think like, wow, I want to be like them, so I gotta date this guy for 2 weeks and then break up with them.
Or I don't even think they're trying to be like them. I think it's just more or less like they just think it's common and it shouldn't be.
Yeah, that's a whole normalizing things. Like, it's become such a like normalized things. It's like, if you're going out with your wife for like, going out with your wife. If you're in a marriage for a year and you have a kid, and then you break up, that kid's gonna he's not living a normal lifestyle. He doesn't have his family with them. Like, they're like separated. They're not together. And then he's gonna think that same way when he grows up. He's gonna follow in his parents' footsteps.
Like, think back to like your parents, if not your parents, your grandparents, your great grandparents. What was the divorce like back then? Probably cut in half. At least when our grandparents.
People just didn't do it.
Nowadays it's like, yeah, we got a divorce. Back then it would have been like, wait, what? Like, get your shit together. Like, get your shit together, people.
The divorce rate has been like declining, and I think it's specifically because of COVID. 39% of people get divorced. In 2019 or 2018, it was like 40 to 50%.
Are we in statistics now?
Yeah, so there's been a 10% decline, but you got to look at the facts that there has been COVID and stuff like that, and also domestic violence and things like that have went up. So obviously people aren't getting along, even though they've
legally divorces probably went down because people couldn't physically, like, they didn't probably want to, like, physically leave their house and file for divorce, or I don't even know what the hell you gotta stick
it out, man. You gotta at least stick it out, give it a try. Like, never quit on something. Like, my parents,
especially if you're married, like, and you have a kid.
A breakup I can understand. If the breakup's going downhill and things are getting negative, like toxic, like, know what the, like, number one thing I would suggest that a lot of people don't do is counseling. And that you can be like, marriage counseling is a huge thing. Like, if you're not getting along, like, go to marriage counseling. Like, they will help you out. But if you're in a relationship, then you can go to counseling, you know? Like, it's okay.
I think people put down therapy and counseling so fast. It's like, oh, you went to therapy?
You don't have to tell people what you did 24/7.
It doesn't matter, though. It's like, guess what? Yeah, they probably did go to therapy, and they're probably in a lot better headspace than you, you know? Or marriage counseling, like, those things, like, if you don't even try counseling and you're gonna give up your marriage, then like, check like you got in that marriage for a reason. And also, I always look at relationships too. I hear a lot of girls talk like this, and it, like, drives me insane. And I don't know if you can say the same for boys, but girls are always like, they're like praying over this guy. Like, they want this guy so bad. Like, they've fallen in love with the way he looks and he acts, and they're like, oh, I just want him to, like, be mine. Like, I want to date him. They finally get him, and, like, 2 months into dating, they're like, yeah, like,
just not working out.
They're like, yeah, you know what? Like, it's just, like, I'm just not feeling it anymore. So it's like, all this time you wanted something, and then when you got it, you're done.
Maybe your expectations were too high on the situation.
And girls talk like that all the time. And I'm sure guys talk like that too. But it's like, stop being so in love with the game of catching people. Like, if you want a relationship to work, there's ways to make it work.
And I say counseling 100%, because you're going to speak to someone who you don't know, that is not allowed to relay the information that they're given, and is certified to be in this position. So the advice that they give you is great advice.
Yeah. And they're not, like, on one side or the other. They don't know you guys personally. They don't know your families. It's not like Matt and I going to, like, his cousin and her being like, well, I know Matt's family. Like, no, there's no biased opinion, you know?
I think that at the end of the day, like, if you're leaving your wife or husband because you're unable to talk to them, I think you're a weak person. And I'm sorry to put it like this, like, I think you're weak. There's no way around. I'm sorry. Like, it's harsh.
I agree with you.
But
100%.
If you physically cannot walk into your household and hold a conversation to your wife, and you think that's the reason why you need to leave her, then you're weak. And you need to figure it out. You need better communication skills. You need to figure out what your wife likes. You need to figure out what your husband likes. And you need to work it out the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. I think, like, just like I said before, stop taking the easy way out. People take their problems, and they don't, it's almost like nowadays people get so scared of their marriage or their relationship that their first response to any issue that comes up is just to escape it.
And people change. It's going to happen. You're not going to marry the person that you want to see 30 years from now. They grow up. They get wiser. They get more mature. They experience life a lot more.
They're going to annoy you sometimes.
Yeah. Trust me. I get annoyed right now. But it's no reason to, like, just throw it all out the window. And then, like, now your family split apart, and now the kid is living this terrible life.
Just, like, stop normalizing it. Stop doing it.
Yeah.
Try harder.
It shouldn't be like a normal thing. Like, you guys got to put in more effort here.
And I'm sorry, but it's literally become an issue because our generation is lazy. They don't want to put in the work. They don't want to
talk about those awkward situations, those awkward moments.
It's just sad. Like, put in the work, try a little harder, talk it out. This whole soft, not feeling emotion thing, put your emotion out there. Your significant other would rather see you upset and talk about it than you pout.
Yeah, be truthful.
Grow up. If you want a long-term relationship, then you gotta be in full effect.
I don't want to be so harsh because, you know what, I'm 24 years old and I'm not 50 and I'm not going through all this stuff, but I don't know, dude, that's just how I feel. Like, you shouldn't be so stubborn on situations.
And I know sometimes, like, it is just, like, the weird, I just don't love that person all of a sudden. But, like, even then, like,
figure out why you like them in the first place.
And figure out what happened to them. Like, what happened in your eyes that all of a sudden you're just like, I just don't love this person anymore.
Because you can work things out. Trust me, you can work things out.
And maybe not all the time.
Yeah.
Because there are some situations where that's just not possible. But I don't think that people should just think like, yeah, I don't love you anymore. Peace out. We have 2 daughters, a dog. Our daughters aren't even like 1 or 2 years old. And yeah, we're freaking up their whole life now. And I think that going with that, like, if people keep just breaking up with their boyfriends and girlfriends over stupid little fights or getting divorces, like, these new coming generations are going to think that that's just life.
Then divorce rates are going to spike.
And no one's going to stay together anymore.
Yeah. And
our world is just going to be like one freaking, like...
Well, it's always a bigger story when somebody breaks up than when somebody has a perfect, like, relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never hear about the good things.
Yeah.
You'll always hear about the bad. So yeah, we just wanted to get out here and, discuss this little topic and let you guys know how we feel.
And this is like a short little episode, we know, but I think that sometimes you need a real episode versus just one talking about, like,
basic generic
best
things.
Places to go on a date. Like, like, sometimes you gotta, like,
this is like real stuff. Yeah, so look, hey man, follow us on all social medias at GirlBoyPodcast. And let us know, like, topic ideas, for future episodes, or if there's something that you think is whack. Yeah, we've gotten some messages about really good topic ideas and things of that nature. So
yeah, let us know.
We have a lot of big things coming in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so thanks for listening in, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Peace out.